The SCP Foundation is a fictional organization, that much we know. However, did you know a lot of the SCPs housed in the Foundation are based off of real things, to an extent? So today on Top 5 Scary Videos, I'm going to be counting down our list of the top 5 scary SCPs based on real things. Before we begin though, be sure to stick around until the end of the video where I'll be responding to some of your comments. And with that, let's jump in. Coming in at 5, SCP-3201. SCP-3201 is the collective designation for a class of sentient mobile hyperdimensional entities appearing as luminous spheres with variations in colors and diameter. SCP-3201 instances identify themselves as archivists to Foundation personnel and are usually identified as ball lighting in the wider scientific community. Instances of SCP-3201 were first brought to the attention of the Foundation as potential anomalies after several aerial sightings of Kraut fireballs or Foo Fighters over Germany in November 1944, described as resembling Christmas tree lights, usually non-hostile and unable to be outmaneuvered. Containment procedures for SCP-3201 are limited primarily to disinformation protocols surrounding 3201, and agreement with SCP-3201 and communications with SCP-3201. Foundation assets are to maintain a continual presence within media and meteorological organizations. The 201 instances are to be referred to as ball lighting, or variations thereof depending on the nature of the incident. Essentially, it is just lightning. That's what it is. Coming in at 4, SCP-169. 169 is surmised to be a marine arthropod of enormous size, known as the Leviathan by generations of sailors and oral history. Presumed at first to be a myth, 169 was detected by Mobile Task Force Gamma 6 during an investigation of paranormal. During the investigation, it was discovered to have moved numerous times from its original location, though initially it was believed this motion was due to unusually quick continental drift. A reconnaissance mission performed revealed it to be the protrusions of rock-like plates covering an enormous organic mass. The Foundation was of course brought in immediately to begin threat management. The estimated body length is believed to be between 2,000 and 8,000 kilometers. The creature is thought to have existed since the Precambrian era. No other specimens have been cited. Because of its size, 169 cannot and almost certainly will never be contained. No structure on Earth is large enough or strong enough to contain it. The location of 169 is not precisely known, but imaging satellites and analysis of eccentricities in the Earth's orbit suggest SCP-169 is located in the southern Atlantic Ocean, possibly stretching around the tip of South America. Coming in at 3, SCP-3966. SCP-3966 is a neuroactive polypeptide found in humans, specifically in the cerebrospinal fluid of autopsy cadavers when death occurred during sleep. In the form recovered from cadavers, it is termed SCP-3966-A and has the anomalous property of having no C terminus. The final amino acid in SCP-3966-A has a free binding site on the carbon chain that does not show any chemical reactivity. As of right now, a vial of SCP-3966-A is kept in frozen laboratory storage at Site 66. It is to be tested monthly for contamination, and any new compounds found to contaminate the vial sample must be spectrographically analyzed for its chemical composition, and any open molecular bonds must be noted. Additionally, medical literature submitted for publication must be examined for description of SCP-3966, and any such papers are to be denied publication. In the case of an outbreak of sudden unexplained nocturnal death syndrome, Mobile Task Force Row 7 is to be deployed to establish 1015, 1030 levels in both victims and living civilians in the outbreak area. Harvesting of SCP-3966 from cadavers under cover of autopsies has been approved. Essentially, it's just dying in your sleep. It happens. Coming in at 2, SCP-3029. 3029 is the cause of the phenomenon affected KIC 8462852, an F-type main sequence star located in the Cygnus constellation, roughly 1,280 light-years from Earth. This star dims periodically. While it was first assumed that this indicated a transiting exoplanet, the irregular nature of this dimming ruled out that possibility. SCP-3029 has been determined to be an array of large reflections reflective objects in an orbit around the star. It is currently believed that these function as solar collectors and have been known to obscure a maximum of over 20% of the star's light. The star system itself seems to move at a calculated rate of roughly 0.1 c relative to the Earth. The cause of this motion is a large curved reflector measuring roughly 2 AU across and directed perpendicular to the galactic plane. The reflector is aligned in such a way that only the darkened side is visible from Earth, but at no point obscured KIC 8462852. It is also positioned in such a way that photon pressure cancels its gravitational attraction to its parent star and directs all light, radiation, and emitted particles in the opposite direction. The aforementioned directed emission produces a small prograde thrust, causing a noticeable acceleration in the entire system that will eventually lead to its escape from the gravity well of the Milky Way. Due to the size and distance of 3029, full containment is impossible, of course. Some aspects of 3029 are already well known among civilian media outlets, so completely hiding the anomaly through amnestics or editing scientific data is implausible. Essentially, it's just a star. I love stars. Coming in at number 1, SCP-1000. 1000 is a nocturnal omnivorous ape classified in the hominini branch along with genera Pan and Homo. They have grey, brown, black, red, and occasionally white fur. They possess large eyes with good vision, a pronounced brow ridge, and a sagittal crest on the forehead similar to that of the gorilla, but present in both sexes. Their intelligence is also said to be on par with the common chimpanzee. SCP-1000 evolved alongside Homo sapiens, existing contemporaneously with proto-humans and humans in large numbers until 10,000 to 15,000 years ago, when an extinction event eliminated all but 1 to 5% of their population. This event was triggered by SCP-1000 contracting an anomalous pseudo-disease classified as SCP-1000-F1. This disease is passed on at the genetic level and affects every present-day instance of SCP-1000. The majority of SCP-1000 instances are born immune to the effect. Those who are not born immune die relatively quickly. The effect of SCP-1000-F1 is as follows. Any hominoid that directly or indirectly observes any instance of SCP-1000 has a minimum 2% chance of being instantly killed through anomalous means via permanent cessation of brain function. The longer a human views SCP-1000, the higher the chances of instantaneous death increases. All media reports related to 1000 are to be examined for potential verifiability. All organizations and individuals investigating SCP-1000's existence are to be kept under surveillance by Mobile Task Force Zeta 1000 and discredited or administered amnestics. Absolutely no contact with wild or captive instances or SCP-1000 is allowed without prior approval by Director Jones. Any interaction between SCP-1000 and humans, including Foundation personnel, must be reported to Director Jones immediately. Essentially, SCP-1000 is Bigfoot. He's just Bigfoot. Which is kind of a real thing. SCP isn't real. Nothing's real. Well, there we have it. Do you guys agree with that list? Were there any scary SCPs that we missed? Leave us all your thoughts and feelings in the comments down below, and perhaps we'll go into part 2. Before I go though, I just want to respond to a few comments from one of our last videos. Top 5 highest rated horror movies of all time. Angela Petter said, I so enjoy these videos. Lucy, you rock / gorgeous and you make these videos more interesting, fun, and I cannot wait for the next one. Cheers. Well, I'm glad you enjoy. A lot of people don't think I make the videos fun, make them maybe a little boring. But I'm here to give you facts, okay? I'm giving you facts. Stockson Huskian said, the Thing should be on top of everyone's horror list. I couldn't agree more, it's the best horror movie ever made. Ty J said, my top 5 would have to be The Thing, Alien, The Descent, Wreck, and Terrified. I haven't seen Terrified, but the rest are great. Mike said, I replayed The Dark Queen saying Rotten Tomatoes about 15 times. Is it that nice to listen to? Rotten Tomatoes. Chris, do you like it? Chris likes it, he's gonna listen to it 15 times. Rotten Tomatoes. He's losing his shit. And on that note, if you haven't already, be sure to give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss another scary vid. And until next time, see you later.